piggyback on Sergeant Kurtz's course for block instruction last month that started on character. And just move forward into character and then tie it into some leadership and do two group activities and one individual activity and wrap it up, and that'll conclude the block instruction. So just a review from last month. What is character? Charlie.
Basically, a lot of times when you're looking at it, it's going back into your 7 Army values. But
Right. Character is one's true nature, including identity, sense of purpose, values, virtues, morals, and conscience. Basically, it's doing the right thing the right way for the right reasons. Making the right choices involves discipline. Discipline can be thought of as the foundation of character. Leaders employ character when all decisions, big or small, are analyzed for ethical consequences. Individual demonstrate character when they correctly identify the ethical implications of a decision, possess knowledge to act, and act accordingly. So, prepare for this class. I back up. Been with the RTI since 2015. Was an instructor for 3 years on the OCS side. On the MDA side or ADOS side, I've been in counter drug for 7, 8 years off and on. Been in the Guard for 20 years. And I'm trying to think of this. Okay, I've been on the podium for a while. I've got all these senior NCOs and senior officers coming up to me, or in the class, and a little intimidating teaching this class. I'm like, well, what do I have to be worried about? These people are all high character, have those character values that the RTI selects above all of the peers to put in this organization. And so if I stumble, if I misspeak, if there's something wrong with how I'm teaching, the people in this audience are going to correct me tactfully and suggest a new course of action for my my next teach. And so what do I really have to be afraid of or intimidated by? So that put me at ease going forward. And so more of the character, thinking more of character, kind of ties in. I'm thinking, well, look at my own career and where I've been in, and probably the first, 10 to 11 years I spent in the Specialist Mafia. Not proud of it, but it was, in there because of, actions, my own actions, the influences that I had, education, experience, and training on the personal side as well as on the Army side, the people that were around me, as well as myself on, building my character. And I think maybe later on in that second half of my career, I was surrounded by better leaders who fostered that character development, a better character development, which led to me, making, more assertive and better choices in terms of career management. And, I think that character definitely set in. And definitely, when I got to the RTI and on the counter drug side as well, the leadership, definitely character was a lot higher than previous organizations, which, put me where I am today and put me on a better career path than I was previously on. More managed based on those character values. So why does character matter?
It builds trust.
Right. Exactly. Without trust, mission accomplishment is not going to happen. General Chief Staff of the Army, General Mark Milley. That's the very essence of mission command, and it's all built upon the single word, and that's in that doctrine, the bedrock of Army ethic, which is trust. Trust that you will achieve the purpose and you will do it ethically, legally, and morally, and that takes it immense off the charts level of character. So how do we get to character development? How do we develop it as an Army?
Our mentors.
Right? What else? Our group?
Some team building exercises with your team.
Right? Education, training, and experience are the three that the Army Leader Development Strategy lists. The strategy states that there are 3 crucial activities supporting leader development: our education, training, experience. Therefore, character development is a continuous process integrated with sequential and progressive education, training, and experience that strengthens the resolve of the trusted Army professional to live by and uphold the Army ethic. So the framework, the Army framework for character development is set up in 3 parts, all interrelated, interdependent, and mutually supporting. Army organization, Army as an institution, and individual. As an organization, responsibilities include education, training, experience, certification, readiness, and mission. As an institution, the culture, recruiting, policies, regulations, concepts, doctrines, program systems, force structure, At the individual level, uphold the Army ethic, self-development, lifelong learning, coaching, counsel, mentoring, ready and resilient, and soldiers for life. All right, so now that we've got that, we're going to kind of transition to the second part of character, which focuses more on leadership. Before we start that, we'll just go over the leadership definitions for this activity. Leadership defines someone who influences others toward the achievement of goals and desired outcomes. An individual who causes others to do things they might not otherwise do. A person who demonstrates prowess, talent, and skill in a given endeavor, and/or someone who makes things happen and gets results with through people the right way at the right time. So if you would, break into groups of 5 for me, please.
Pick it up from you.
Group number 1. What are your 6?
So for group 1, 6 are effective communication. As instructors, we need to be able to communicate effectively. Number 2,
Keep going.
one of our key tasks is to create competent and effective leaders, and by doing so, we do so by training them, educating them, mentoring whenever we need to. Number 3, personal readiness, a big thing. APFTI, weight medical, and so forth. Number 4, we need to be able to provide professional classes and also deliver those classes effectively as well. Number 5, the AEAS, the Army Enterprise Accreditation System, being able to abide by those standards that are already set. And for number 6, we need to be able to provide plan and provide support to those companies that are in a region that are below us as the 175th RTI, be able to support them with the guidance that they need.
Thank you. Group 2.
We have number 1, readiness. Number 2, provide support for RTI, within RTI. Number 3, train future leaders. Number 4, represent the Army in a good way. Number 5, provide support to other agencies and countries. Number 6, be the example, lead by example.
Group 3.
First one, readiness. Second one, leader development. 3, train the force. 4, build relationships. 5, resource management. 6, leadership competency. And since we finished early, so our major came up with number 7, lives the Army values.
Well, last group here, so we did, it's kind of overall broad brush, but we did mission accomplishment. We're all here to accomplish mission, and readiness is another one we put, mentorship and shared experiences. Then we had career development, and support and train, and Annex F for that. And then last was team building, which builds cohesion and trust, like the holiday party. So,
Is there a character in all 24 of those? Exactly. If there's not character, then these 24 that you all listed are not going to happen. And we noticed, one of the Army values showed up 3 times in this group activity. Obviously, character development is important. The Army value is important. And anybody else? Anybody have any other aha moments or anything that during this activity that came up specific to character development?
I don't know about character development, but character sustainment. It's doing the right thing always, ensuring your video matches your audio, and understanding that it doesn't matter where you are, you should always do the right thing. It's the, if we go biblical, you go to the golden rule. That, as long as you live that, and that's why I put number 7 is living the core Army values, is as long as you live those 7 Army values at all times, you are sustaining your character. If you allow yourself to make a decision one time off of that, you now quickly and rapidly erode that character. A vignette. Was it yesterday, Term Major? With a possible contractor, right? So a contractor, who will remain nameless, offered the RTI cadre something free. And I immediately went back and said, I can't allow that because it is against the Army ethic regulation. And they says, well, we want more throughput, we want more people to see our product and provide input. So this is a way to do that, to get more outside eyes on. And I said, I understand what you're trying to do, but you gotta do it the correct way. You have to find within the regulation or the contract that you're providing the service to the United States military, find that hard yes, and then I will support. But I can't support you today on what you're trying to offer because it's illegal. It's unethical. It's not illegal, it's just unethical. And I can't allow our formation to be put in that. So I could have easily said, something free, hell yeah, I'll take that, you know? But my character will not allow that. So, then yeah.
Thanks, Sergeant Major. All right, the next group activity, a little easier, a little more fun. Why leaders fail. So, give me the top 5 reasons why leaders fail.
I figured you were taking it that time.
Step number 1.
We only get 5?
Poor character is listed as number 7. At 52%, lack of personal integrity, character, and trust. Lack of integrity and trust affects a manager's credibility to the people they desperately need to get results.
Hey, Sergeant Myers,
Yes.
apologize, can you go back? We were dialoguing over here when you started. So
Yep. They listed character as their number 1.
Character is number 1?
On the top 20, it's listed as number 7
Ah, okay.
at 52%. Group 2, what is your?
Looking out for themselves or basically being selfish.
Joel?
Guys, fail.
Say it again.
Basically looking out for themselves or not taking care of others.
Selfish.
13. 13. Group number 3,
Lack of communication.
number 1.
Can't get an answer. That's right. Yeah, nice work, Chief.
Hubris.
Humorous?
No, hubris.
Hubris.
So it's even.
Lack of humility.
Lack of humility. Humble. Lack of.
College degree back there.
Maybe if you get
Dang MP.
maybe if you get your education there.
15.
Huh?
15.
All right.
Pretty sure.
All right. Anybody have any other tie-ins with this activity? Does character tie into these as well?
Yeah. And I think going back to the number 1 of communication, it's all about when you make a decision, you gotta explain the reason why. It's the focal point is why. Why am I doing this? Why am I standing out here in the cold? Well, because the colonel said so. Well, you're gonna have some upset individuals in your formation, but if you actually tell them why, you're gonna get somebody to do something that they normally wouldn't do.
And the key to that is explaining when you can't, because sometimes you won't be able to.
Correct.
And because you've explained when you could,
Mhm.
they trust you.
Correct. As long as you got a good PAO.
I'll just run up the top 10. Number 1 was ineffective communication. 2, poor working relationships and interpersonal skills. 3, person-job mismatch. 4, fail to clarify direction and performance expectations. 5, failing to adapt and break old habits. 6, delegation and empowerment breakdown. 7, lack of personal integrity, character, and trust. 8, unable to develop teamwork and cooperation. 9, unable to influence and motivate others. 10, poor planning practices and reactionary behavior. Right, if you go back to your individual seats, we'll wrap up with an individual activity. From a focus group of 1,000 managers, 204 focus groups. So the number 1 answer will get 20 points, so on and so forth. So group 1, give me your best, your number 1 out of that 5. So,
Hold on, we need to.
All right.
Wait, oh, we have
Go
to
back,
rank them?
go back, rank these, 1 to 5.
Oh, rank them.
All right. So we asked, what actions are most critical for you to achieve your desirable results as a leader? Sergeant Peterson, what is your top? Sergeant Canfield. I'll come back to Sergeant.
Looking at you.
Great, I would encourage adaptability.
Say it again?
Adaptability.
Adaptability, why?
Because no matter where you're at within your military career, you have to adapt to everything. You know, you might have to go somewhere and you have to adapt to totally different ways from what the RTI is.
How does your character feed into adaptability? All right, something to work on, homework assignment for
Yeah.
between now and the next drill and next year is, what character skills can you develop to increase that? Sergeant Peterson, your top.
Communicating effectively.
Okay.
And some character that comes in, ties into that is active listening. So you communicate, speaking well, but also taking in information from other individuals by actively listening to them.
Right. I know that you do an excellent job of active listening, so I'm not going to ask you how the character feeds into it. Sergeant Epson.
I'm gonna say giving it 110% and tying it in, meaning just going the extra mile, looking at the next regulation, asking others to double check, haphazard.
Right, very good, exactly. Major Anderson.
My first one was communicate effectively, but I'll say a different one is, I see this at work on the civilian side, is being thankful for the people you work with, giving them praise and encouragement when deserved. Right, and it's just, I see it not happening a lot, and it's very discouraging for the people who don't get it. So I make sure that the people who work for me, that I give them the praise they need and deserve.
Sergeant Robinson.
I put number one as getting to know the soldiers. You need to get to know your soldiers so you can start building up trust and be able to, so they can open up to you. Maybe you can figure out when things are being bothered with them. You just need to get to know them. I think some people lack that ability.
How do you incorporate that into your?
Honestly, just sitting down with them and talking, or just let them know that you're there.
Sergeant Baker?
No, I think my first one is be no do, and that's the old doctrine, and I think that old doctrine needs to come back around because it made sense then, and I don't know why we went away from it. But it's you, in order to be present in the moment, you actually have to know what you're talking about and know what you're doing. You can't, because if you allow yourself to quote unquote BS your way through it, you're gonna get seen. So yeah.
Sergeant Jones.
But trustworthy?
Okay. Yeah, how's that? It feeds into character. Very well. How does that work on supplying things? How does that?
People trust that I'm gonna get the equipment that they need on time.
And service. If you didn't have that characteristic, then you'd have some issues with supply. You'd have issues with it. Okay. Right. That concludes this block. Does anybody have any add-ins or things they'd like to add to character?
Just, a couple of things that I've learned in my career when it comes to achieving success as a leader. Do the things that only you can do. You're in your position based on your rank, your capabilities. Someone else, there's times where you want to show good leadership and maybe you go and empty the trash because you want to show your soldiers that you can still be a regular person and do that. But there's other times where it's like, look, I'm the only one that can do this. This is my job. I have to take that on. And then position yourself in, whether it's on the battlefield, in the training environment, or in the office, positioning yourself at the decisive or conflict point so that you can influence when there's a challenge versus maybe you see, holy cow, this is not going to be good. I'm going to get the heck out of here and let them figure it out. No, based on your position, you should be at that conflict point to make sure that you can influence and make sure it's successful and safe. Mission success.
Thank you. Anybody else? right, thank you.